Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel and today we will discuss situation in Ukraine on the 11th of April. Today we got a lot of very interesting news and we will discuss them in a very detailed way. Yesterday, after I finished with my previous video, I got very interesting information from Mykolaiv region, from this area. There was a very big explosion there. A lot of sources they're saying different versions of these things that happen, but what is obvious is that Russians, their launch and their rockets, Iskander, and their attack Ukrainians in this area. And the thing is, what was under Russian attack? There are a lot of versions about that, but most of the Russian sources there think that it was attacking into this area. This is a small fish port, is the port which local civilians use for boats for fishing and so on. It's a very big river, you see, it's a river called Yuzhny Bug, and Russians attacked this territory and there was a very big explosion. And you might see this video in my Telegram channel, and if you didn't, please do this because it's very important and the explosions there are very impressive. So there are a lot of versions, as I told you, and one of the most interesting for me version is that there was a lot of that Ukrainians they brought here a lot of barrel with saltpeter. As far as you know, saltpeter is a very explosive thing, and it can cause a lot of damage. There is no official version from Ukrainian side about this explosion. They just told that there was like an attack, and that's it. But I'll repeat myself. Russian source says that there was saltpeter, a lot of saltpeter there, and the Russian attacked this store, and there were very big explosion. Why I think that the version with saltpeter is true? I'll explain you. Yesterday we discussed about town named Alexandrovka. Yes, and that this town is under totally blockaded, and the people there cannot go back, cannot retreat in their position. And if we discuss Mykolaiv and Operation Mykolaiv, if Russian will ever attack Mykolaiv and storm Mykolaiv, we discussed that to attack using these roads, it's nonsense. So it's suicide operation because it's fields, and Ukrainian forces they will be able to destroy every equipment, everything which will cross these fields. So the best solution to attack Mykolaiv is using this road, using these towns, small towns on the beach, and they will protect you, and so on. So that's why, and now you can attack like town named Mykolaiv to storm this using the beach. That's why I think that the version of that fact that this port was mined with a lot of saltpeter is reasonable, because as soon as Russian might get here, the saltpeter might be detonated and there would be a lot of damage, and this explosion might cause a lot of damage to Russians. And why is that? Why I think that this version is the most we should pay attention to more than to any other, because this is the tactic of Ukrainian forces. And this is the real tactic of Ukrainian forces, and you saw that a few videos ago I show you a picture of Lysychansk agglomeration. If you remember, there was a video in my Telegram channel as well. You can scroll a little bit on top, you will see this. There was a few barrel with not few, but a lot of barrel with nitric acid. And after, according to Russian version, after Ukrainian forces start retreating, they detonate these barrels, and there were also chemical attack, and the rose of wind forced these chemical things, these poison, move to the Russian position, and they were forced to stop their operation. And also another information came yesterday that in this area, somewhere here, maybe a little bit to the north, west, or east, it doesn't matter, somewhere here, somewhere in this agglomeration, in this very important area, we discussed this a few times, the Ukrainian forces, they brought here also barrels with chloroform. So you see that this is a very workable tactic. So they're bringing some chemical things and after Russians attack, they're not maybe detonating them. They're just burning this stuff here. And sometimes Russians, there after their artillery strike, they can get into these barrels and they detonate, and they very big explosion. And after that, they have to stop their attack because of dangerous of chemical poisoning. So we see that at least for now there are three cases of such things. First case was here with nitric acid. The second one was in Mykolaiv region with saltpeter. And the third case is about about putting mines with chloroform, barrels with chloroform in this area. So this is three cases in these tactics, and I see that Ukrainians, they use this tactic because this tactic is very effective, very effective. Now let's move to the Mariupol. A lot of news are coming today from Mariupol. From the very morning we got very interesting news from this area, and we will discover this map using the Russian sources because they're more informative. First of all, Russians, they took entire port. So they took the port, so everything in this area is under Russian control. So for now there is no way to escape from this area at all. And also yesterday, if you remember, I told you that Russians, they established control over this territory, but the map wasn't updated, and today they update this map, so they totally cut off this territory from Azovstal region. So now we have three areas here. We have like something like port area, Azovstal, and the north part. But very important, there is Azov battalion here. There's a national Ukrainian battalion. Okay, and today this battalion, the head of this battalion, they published on their official Facebook page a letter. But I will try to tell you like the main idea of this letter. And the main idea of this letter is that it's the end. So Azov battalion leaders, they are saying that this is the end. There is no way to defend this area anymore. And the main reason of that is that they don't have more equipment, they don't have more ammo, they don't have food, they don't have water, and they say that the only one source of water is rain. So rain fall on the ground, and the only one way to drink water is to drink water after rain from the ground. So they're in very bad situation, very bad. They're saying that it's totally fault of Ukrainian authorities, that they didn't help them, they didn't support them, they did nothing. And this was the kind of letter. And meanwhile, maybe at the same time, maybe a little bit later, it doesn't matter, but it were the actions of the same picture. So what was next? First of all, as soon as this article was published in the official Azov Battalion Facebook page, 160 soldiers somewhere in this area surrendered. But one other thing happened today. It was a very interesting situation in the north area. As far as you remember from my videos, we didn't discuss too much about this area, but as far as you can see, this area is more this border of this area moves around the entire city in the north. So there were not much news from this area. And what happened? At the same time, when this article was published in the Facebook account, Ukrainian forces in exactly in this area, they had a few buses, and as far as you know, there is vehicles in Russian Federation and Ukraine. They're almost the same. At least the buses which are used for troops and so on. And the Ukrainian forces, they mark these buses with the pictures of Russians. I mean Z letter and V letter. So they made these vehicles look like it was a Russian's vehicle. And after that, they start moving to the north. From this area, using this road, they start moving to the north, into this area. And first minutes, it was of course something like a shock. If you remember, the same thing as it was attack of helicopters on town Belgorod, when it's the same helicopters which Russian uses in their army crossed the border and then attacked the oil store. And the same here. Of course, the forces that were located here, they saw this column, but they didn't attack because they saw that this column was marked as Russian forces column. And in this case, Ukrainians, they won these minutes. They want these few minutes, 1, 2, 3, 5, doesn't matter. They want some time, and they managed to move as fast as far as possible from this town in the north direction. And as soon as they saw, because there is of course a lot of Russians block post here, as soon as they saw one block post, as far as I understood from the Russian sources information I got in the morning, they stopped and they start to run on every side of this road. So their mission was to leave the town as far as possible, and after they left, and after they did this, they ran away. They just stopped everything because, as far as I understood, Russians, they understood the situation and started to attack this bus, this column, and the Ukrainians, they start to run on every side where their eyes were watching. They were running. So we can say that this operation was the most successful operation in Mariupol of evacuation, and it's reasonable. Okay, now let's move to the north. The only thing that Russian added into their daily report, that Russian forces managed to take this area. There is a block post number 29 and a few villages on this side of the river Seversky Donetsk. So they are established like a stable front line, and now they are ready to attack Lysychansk agglomeration from the south. So as I can see, Russians, they are ready for their attack from all sides of the front lines. There's no news from the Lysychansk agglomeration. The exception is that about the mining with the chloroform barrels in this area. Also, there is no news from Izum territory. There are a lot of, by the way, Russians, according to their information, they managed to cut off to few Ukrainian airplanes, Su-25. Very interesting news are coming from the Kharkiv region. I would change the map because it will be, we can see this. You see that Kharkiv is under very heavy artillery and rocket attack, and these are done because Kharkiv group, as far as I see for now, is the most powerful, is the most effective group on Ukrainian side. They attack Russian in this direction, from town named Kharkiv, from this area to this, and they managed to free a few towns, like to return a few towns. But the more important thing, that it was already written in yesterday Ukrainian reports, that they managed to attack Russian column in this area. Somewhere here there was a column that were of supply of the column of regrouping, Russian regrouping, and they managed to attack and they totally destroyed the column. Russian sources, they are not saying much about this information. The only thing that a few very popular Telegram channels, they told that it was that Ukrainians, they attack, and their attack was pretty successful. So that's why, if you remember, all of us, we were expecting attack from Ukrainian side in this direction. And after this here, but their attacks they did attacks in this area. I don't know how. Maybe the talk was about this area. I don't know, but they attack and they achieved some success in this area. As far as I understand, also yesterday we discussed about attacking, about bombing this airport in the Dnipro. And we discussed about what is the reason of attack this airport. And today Russian sources, they told that in this area, in this Dnipro airport, there were Slovenian systems S-300, which Slovenia sent to Ukraine. So they were here, and Russians, they found out it, and they destroyed these systems. So that was the purpose of that attack, because there were some very dangerous systems there. One more thing, sometimes I see comments that people are asking, what is this like pink cloud, orange cloud in the map? I'll tell you that this is a kind of military territory. For example, in peacetime, this is like a close military territory. For example, you can see these orange clouds over the airports, over the military bases, and so on. Also, I would like to thank my first contributors on the channel. So thank you very much for your donations, and I would like to thank the contributor with name David. Thank you very much. and contributor with name with account name NG. Thank you very much, and thank you for this such kind support, and enjoy your day. Bye bye.